welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video we got a 2023 Ninja 650 in here on the dyno, ready to get flashed and tuned. This is going to be our first time with the dyno, a new 23/24 style Ninja 650. We're going to be getting this thing dialed in, see what kind of power we can get out of it once we get rid of those pesky restrictions. This thing has a Delkevic full exhaust system, and that's it. No other modifications have been done. So I have ridden this thing on the dyno some already. I noticed that the air-fuel ratio is super lean. We're gonna be correcting that. And then the on-off throttle is horrible. So when you let off the gas, nose dives. Crazy engine braking on this thing. We're gonna calm all that down, reduce that engine braking a ton, so this thing will ride much smoother and make much more horsepower. Stay with us, guys. Here we go. Alright guys, before we get too much farther into today's video, let's talk about how you can win this 2024 GSXR 1000. All you'll have to do, go to the website, mooremafia.com, pick yourself up some merch, whether it be a hat, a keychain, a sticker, hoodie, anything you want from the website, that will get you eligible to win this 2024 GSXR 1000. But wait, it has not started yet. We will release the official details on when the giveaway will begin soon. The bike is not finished. We're not ready. We're not finished with our content. We have not achieved our goals with this bike. But don't worry. The giveaway is coming soon. Be ready. March, April. It's coming soon. Here we go, guys. Baseline pull on this 23 Ninja 650. We're going to see what kind of power it has as is, with the restrictions and the stock ECU. Now remember, the customer has added an exhaust pipe, but I'm pretty sure if we would have tested it completely stock and with the exhaust system, it loses power by just installing the exhaust and no tune. So a tune is an absolute must, and I'm going to show you why here in just a second. Alright guys, here we go. Baseline numbers are in. We're starting out with 58 horsepower and 42 foot-pounds of torque. But look at our air-fuel ratio. Wow. Talk about terrible. This thing, basically this dotted line, this is about where we want to be with our air-fuel ratio. Anything above that dotted line is too lean, I mean not getting enough fuel. You can see here when it goes above 8,000 RPMs, the thing literally just reads as lean as it can possibly read. Crazy lean. Anyways, we're gonna fix all this. Let's see what we can do with the ECU Flash. All right guys, while we're waiting on the ECU to flash, I wanted to show you one quick thing. For one, the ECU location is located right there under the gas tank. If you wanna send your ECU in to get flashed, which you definitely should because this thing has got crazy restrictions, there it is under the gas tank, okay guys? But another thing that we have done to this bike is, see that hose right there? Let's see if I can get my finger in there a little better. It's a hose right there, and that hose is for our pair valve, okay? So you see I'm gonna scoot straight back to the bike. You can see the location. You need to block that thing off. Now what we did in order to block it, we have some old trusty marbles, literally a little ball. You can block it with anything that will fit down inside that hose, but that needs to be done. That'll help the bike run much, much better in this particular application. Now, every bike is different. Some bikes, that's a big deal to block that off. Some bikes, it's not. In this one, we see where that really needs to be blocked off. So block that off. It costs you basically nothing to do so. And then send us to ECU to get flashed and wait till you see the results I'm about to show you. But before we get into that, check out these stickers on the bike. We got send nudes, and then we got gas or ass, no free rides, boys. All right, guys, here we go. The ECU has been flashed on the Ninja 650. Now, we've run into a couple bumps in the road with this thing, to say the least. This bike has a Delkevic full exhaust system. Well, it had a few exhaust leaks, and we did everything we could to try to tighten all the clamps. The customer said that he had to take it back to the dealership where he got it put on at. They tried to put exhaust sealer on it. Long story short, this exhaust does not seal off like it's supposed to. So we've got our O2 sensor bolted into the exhaust pipe. We also have the dyno's O2 sensor rod ran all the way up into the exhaust pipe to get the O2, or to get the air fuel ratio from two different locations, because the exhaust is not reading accurately, not sealing off the way, because it's not sealing off the way it should. Long story short, if you're wondering what Tucker's doing over here, he's holding the O2 sensor rod perfectly in place so it doesn't blow out while we run the bike, because we got to have that air. Anyways, long story short, we're getting the tune dialed in, but it's taken us a long time to get these results. Moral of the story, don't buy Delkevic exhaust. We're getting some good numbers out of this thing after we have been chasing our tail all over town. Look, I'm having to eat my burrito while I work on the bike, but you know what? We are getting it done, guys. So far, we got pretty big gains. We went from 58 horsepower to 65 horsepower. The 65, I don't know, it might tap us out. We'll see. We're still dialing this thing in, but our air fuel ratio is finally getting dialed in. But look how much farther this thing pulls. Before, you can see 91, 9200 RPMs. This thing was completely done. Now we're revving it all the way to 10,000, and the thing is still maintaining pretty good power. All right, guys, just like that, the Ninja 650 is all finished up here. We ended up with 65.87 horsepower, where we started out with 58.73 horsepower. So really nice gains throughout the RPM range, and you can see how much farther it continues to pull once we got rid of all the factory restrictions. This thing had me slightly aggravated, I ain't gonna lie. This Delkevic exhaust, boys, I'd pass on one if I was you. So you can see here, they got some exhaust sealer. The dealership that put it on, from everything I can see, it's not like you did it wrong. It just don't fit that great. So overall, our horsepower, it is what it is. In other words, the 65 horsepower, it's not like it would really make any higher horsepower if the exhaust was sealed off any better, but it would have definitely gave us a more accurate reading and been much easier to tune. Now, we didn't get to talking about the restrictions that's in this ECU. I'm sure I've done that in other videos, but around 9,000 RPMs, this thing starts reducing back the secondary throttle plates, restricting this thing, holding its top speed back, and keeping this bike basically just where it shouldn't be, guys. So anyways, we got it all taken care of. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a Ninja 650, you know, don't go to Delkevic's website for a shop for exhaust. Pick up yourself a good Yoshimura, a Krapovich M4, something like that. Spend a couple extra bucks and you'll be much happier in the long run. All right, guys, thanks for watching today's video. Check us out, mooremafia.com. If you have any questions on getting your ECU flashed, go to the ECU flashing page. There's a video that'll pop up. Watch that video as soon as you get there. That'll explain the whole process of what we do, how to send it in, the whole 9 yards. Check that video out. If you have any more questions, let us know. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. You know the drill. See you next time.